It's very early in the morning. You can probably hear the washing machine going in the background. No, I haven't had a shave and I haven't brushed my hair. Deal with it. Right. Oh, mornings are terrible. I'm sitting here, I'm having myself a cup of coffee in my Death Valley mug. Just the closest thing you're going to get to any dark imagery in this video is a reference to Death Valley in my coffee mug. Alright. The thing I want to share with you today is just a bit of thinking I've been having. Because when I got into the whole radionics fad, which I'm going through at the moment, which is great fun, and I'm still enjoying it and still experimenting with it and still experiencing it. I then read more broadly into the various different people who've had an interest in what radionics is or seems to be. And there's one particular author who I think his writings are a bit too dark for me in lots of different ways. Not all of it, okay, but some of it is a bit too dark. I'm referring to Charles Cosimano, I think his name is. And he is a form of occultist who uses tools often made from things, out of cardboard and paper and tinfoil and electronic components, and he makes his own basic radionics boxes. But he's also an occultist. In his writings, he talks about this very lengthy period of occultic training he had under a master, and it's really rather interesting what he's been through to bring him to where he is today. But one of the things he spoke about in one of his little online books, which are completely free on his website, so you go to them, download them all, and read them all. But remember that go in there with the right emotion, because he's writing from a dark point of view. And there's even one little book he's written which is all about killing people. Okay, and I think it's just mentally not very safe for people to dwell upon that state of mind. Okay, it's just not very mentally healthy to do that. But ignoring that for the moment, one thing he mentioned before doing any or attempting anything strange, like trying to influence people or affect people or do anything like create a thought form, was to meditate, to draw in the energy of the universe so that his energy fields could feel like it's a brilliant light that would blind people. Remember that what Aleister Crowley said is that one has to inflame oneself with prayer prior to doing any of this weird stuff, or to do any of this weird stuff. So think about that there's a correlation there, this idea of your body being brilliant with light prior to starting anything. And also this idea of inflame thyself with prayer, because there's some state of mind and a body which appears to be essential to the creating of an effect which will be effective in the outer world on other individuals, let's say in a healing situation or something along those lines. And that is to have this inflamed, bright, powerful aura or energy field first. And I'm experimenting with some of his visualizations as well, which I think is quite interesting and does seem to help to build up the energy within the aura or the energy field. That kind of experience does seem to be there to a certain degree. But I want to correlate this with an experience I had a few years ago, and it was in a video I did a few years ago as well. And this was down to a time when I was drinking not coffee, but Yabba Marte. And Yabba Marte is a form of tea made from a very special holly plant. And it's high in caffeine and high in other stimulants as well. But it's also got other naturally occurring chemicals in it, so I know the theobromine or something else, which calms you down. And it's got those calming chemicals naturally available in the plant, more than green tea and white tea and all that kind of stuff, okay? And so I went to this meeting, about 60 people there. There was a speaker up there, saying their stuff, and the kind of scenario. And there was a person sitting next to me who was in a state of emotional distress. And I was full of Yabba Mate. So I was calm, very, very calm, but I was also feeling the sense of me glowing. I was just like, feeling the warmth coming out of me, if you know what I mean. And this lady sitting next to me, I thought, this is an opportunity for me to potentially do someone some good. And I kind of like went slightly into meditation, and I visualized and basically prayed warmth and love and healing in her direction, without her knowing I was doing it. Okay? That's the important thing. And it was so powerful that towards the end of the meeting, she came up to me and thanked me for it. Okay? That was obviously one of those little experiences that remind you that there's something going on here, okay? The mind, the energy field, all that stuff has some reality to it, and there must be some importance for us to understand it for the purposes of the three main most important things. Growth of human understanding, growth of human communication, and growth of human health. In some respects, not necessarily the curing of all diseases, but just something a little healthy there. Okay, that's the way in which I think we should be driving all of our attentions, not towards killing people, not towards alphaing up over people. Okay, not towards making other people feel terrible so we can feel good about ourselves because we've got some kind of derangement of our brains or our minds, and we are sort of like sad, stupid, pathetic individuals who've got nothing, in our lives that have any real merit. Okay, but because, trying to do something beneficial and helpful and healing and good. Okay? Sorry, that's just me interjecting yet another rant. And that happens when I'm drinking coffee. That happens, when I'm drinking a certain quantity of coffee, a bit of nicotine, replacement therapy products inside me, I'm going to do that. It just has to come out. But again, correlate these things. Inflame thyself with prayer. Okay? Charles Cosmanio talking about taking a bit of time to prepare yourself and making your energy field stronger before doing anything and creating thought forms to go out into the world and do things. Okay? And the experience I had under Yabba Marte of my own energy field being alive and being able to use meditation and love and healing energy directed at someone for them to be able to feel it and then to be able to thank me afterwards. So that's presumably what has to happen. Look, in your traditional, pagan or witchcraft or occulty groups, they think that the way in which you start things is to do a little ritual. And they put great importance on this bullshit. And they don't focus on telling you how to increase the energy in your energy field and to meditate to make it stronger prior to doing anything. Instead, they always say, you have to follow the tradition, don't they? They all do that, whether they're like high magicians or chaos magicians, even chaos magicians, okay? Or whether they're Wiccans and all the rest of that. It's always, you've got to follow the tradition there. And whenever someone does that to you, remember one thing. In a lot of human communication, there is power play. Okay? Just plain power play. And the only real reason that they would want to do some kind of power play over you is to control you, subdue you, stop you from thinking for yourself, stop you from trying to work things out for yourself. Down, boy, down. Down, boy, down. Don't allow you to think. No, not you. Not going to allow you to solve your problems in your life. I want to solve the problems in my life. And I'm going to feel better when you are down there and I am up here. So when they say that you have to do the actual technique, they're saying, I have the actual technique, you don't. I am the one that you should be respecting. Okay? It's power play. They're trying to take control away from you. They're trying to subdue you and stop you from thinking for yourself. I can only regard that as being a pure and simple form of perfect evil, actually. To be quite fair. To be quite frank. It's wrong. It's a lie. It's a fraud. It's a scam. It's a con. And I want to go the other way and to try and creatively give you ideas for you to work out by yourself. Okay? And remember, you can twist and contort your own mind through filling your mind full of ideas about essentially evil, wanting to just hurt other people. Okay? Whether it's for fun or for pleasure or to see how powerful you really are or whatever. It don't do your mind any good. It won't do your character any good. It will just do you personally an awful lot of harm. You see, there's this thing called like neurogenesis and neuroplasticity, which is when you strengthen pathways within the brain. Okay. Neurogenesis, the creation of new brain cell interconnections. Neuroplasticity, the changing of the brain structure as a response to stimulus you give yourself. If you were to practice juggling every single day for 20 minutes, after 2 weeks, the parts of your brain associated with the hand-to-eye coordination for juggling will have grown bigger and stronger. Those pathways would have grown stronger, stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. Now, if you're perpetually filling your mind full of like anger and hatred and the desire to kill or the desire to harm other people, it's those pathways that are getting really, 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 really strong. And that will adjust your character, your personality, your mentality, and you'll be doing yourself physical harm because the brain is connected to the body. So you're not bringing healing ideas into your life, you're only bringing hatred ideas into your life. Okay? And it will turn you into just an agent of self-destruction in some respects. Alright? When you're hurting other people and habitually doing so, you are literally hurting yourself. This is a fact of science, essentially. So we've got to get the balance right, we've got to get the ideas right. I've got nothing wrong with people trying to protect themselves. Okay? And considering the number of sick people there are in this world, yes, of course you've got to protect yourself. But what is right about living in that state of paranoia and fear and anger and resentfulness and bitterness and hatred and desire to hurt other people? What is right about that? Absolutely nothing. Okay? We're all a bit yin and yang, okay? We've all got negative sides to us. I've got plenty. But I want to work at them, not make those negatives stronger. And I think that's a good attitude to take. Look after yourself and keep calm. And start inflaming thyself with prayer, or just making your energy field stronger. Or just buy some fucking Yabba Marte and have a nice hot drink. Relax. Life's beautiful. If you want it to be.